Hey, what's up? Keep it.
Yo, what's going on, man?
What's up, bro? What faith are you?
I'm Muslim, so I got a question first before we even start this.
Sure.
Are you gonna be muting me and disrespecting me during this live?
It depends on how you behave.
I'm a respectful guy.
If you're respectful, I'll be respectful back. I mean, did you see me muting the other guy?
No, I'm just saying because a lot of the guys I debate on here do that, so I'm just making
Well,
sure.
more than likely, it's because you behave a certain way. I would say, especially if happens to you a lot. But as long as you're respectful, no.
No, it's just because I have valid points. That's all.
Oh, okay. I see. That must be the reason.
Okay, so
Everybody's
you were
very scared of you.
asking the other guy who basically who revealed the book to the prophet, right?
Yeah, yeah. Who did that?
So the Quran was revealed to the prophet by the angel Gabriel in the cave. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So what makes you believe that Jesus is God?
Well, let me ask you. Can I ask you a question on that? Because you just made a statement. I
Okay.
want to like kind of drill on that a little bit. How did Muhammad know that was Gabriel?
How did he introduce himself as Gabriel?
Yeah, I mean, I can introduce myself as Gabriel too. Would you
You
believe me?
can't. You can't because I'll tell you
What do
right
you mean I
now,
can't?
the description of Gabriel is very pale when he comes in human form, he's very pale, more pale than anyone you've ever seen.
Hmm.
There's a description about him.
Where did you get this
Uh
description?
there's hadiths.
Oh, the hadiths. Okay, so
Yeah.
the descriptions are from the Sahaba that saw the spirit that approached Muhammad. But how would we know that that actual spirit that approached Muhammad was actually Gabriel? Like, what other evidence did what how did Muhammad what resources did he use to qualify or identify him as Gabriel?
Basically the him seeing him for himself. And he's an angel, the spirit is there. You're gonna know
Okay.
if that's Gabriel or not. If it's just a
No, not
poser, you're
really,
gonna
bro. There's other spirits in the spiritual world, bro. So
Yeah,
I
but
mean, how would you
angels
identify
look
him as
angels
Gabriel?
angels are very different. And God told them this
How
is
do you know
this is
that?
Gabriel.
How do you know angels are Gabriel? And God told them it was okay. How do we know that was actually God? Right? I mean,
Yeah.
like you're
You
kind of
can say
dismissing you're dismissing that there's a possibility here that he could have been lied to. It's almost like you're not even considering it as an option, and that's alarming to me. I don't have any reasons to. I have reasons to question this, right?
yeah.
Okay, so if it actually is true, then there should be some evidence to back that up. Why are you dismissing the possibility of him being lied to?
It's just you just can't that's something that you just can't lie about.
How do you know? What do you mean? Where do you get that you can't lie about that?
Just like just like you saying that Jesus was resurrected. How do you know
Hmm.
that there was a possibility that
We
he
can
even
we can get into
that he
that.
even
I
died?
promise you I'll answer that question, but I don't want you to divert if you don't have the answer, you don't have the answer. You could just sit here and say I
Yeah,
don't
there's
know.
there's
I
obviously
don't know.
there's
I just
yeah. So
believe it because I
basically,
believe it.
with that, I can't answer it for you. There's more knowledgeable people out there that could answer that for you. I'm not a scholar. I'm simply just a believer
No
that
problem.
worships
No
that
problem.
worships God.
That's an honest
Yeah.
answer. But
So
and I appreciate you saying that. The only thing is though, the thing I wonder is though, like, why would you believe? This is like the foundation of your belief. This is what makes Muhammad a prophet or not. Why? How do you believe in a religion that you don't even know where this actually like you can't even prove to me that this was actually Gabriel or not. Like, how can you believe in something like that? Like, how did you
so with
conclude that
me,
this is
so
the
look,
truth?
because number one, the amount of people that followed Muhammad. Number two, he lived a sinless life. You got billions of people that are following Muhammad.
So
At the
because
time
a
he
lot
died,
of people followed him, that makes it true?
no, there's okay, just like Jesus being resurrected. You guys, you weren't there to see it. It was just the word of mouth, the mass.
We
I
could
forgot.
talk
It was
about the
like
Jesus
mass.
thing. We could talk about the Jesus thing.
Yeah,
I'm
the
I'm trying to figure out
information.
your
I know,
conclusion of your logic.
but
Like,
look.
how did
I'm
you
getting to
conclude
it.
this was the
The
truth?
information moved by like a huge amount of people is what's making you believe that he got
No,
resurrected.
no, it's not. We
Because
could,
you
like I
weren't
said,
there to see it.
like I said,
There's
keep
nothing
a
there to
G. We
back it
can,
up.
we can talk about it. We can talk about it. I promise you, I'm okay with talking about it. I talk about it every single time. Every time I question this to Muslims, they ask me the same question, and I go, and I every time I walk them through it. Okay, so I promise you, I'll walk you through it. I just want to know how did you conclude that this was the truth? Like because a bunch of people followed him. That's
No,
why you said it was the
and
truth. That's
and
why.
also and look, number one, look, Muhammad couldn't read or write, so he didn't write the book. He couldn't contradict the book and put his own beliefs and his
I
own
never made that
his own
claim. I never
whatever
made the
into the
claim. I
book.
never made that claim. You're talking about
Yeah,
something
I know.
different.
I know. I'm just talking. I'm not saying. I'm not rebuttaling on anything that you're saying. I'm just simply
I just
explaining.
wanted.
Right?
Okay. I just.
Yeah. So
Okay. Go ahead.
look, the fact that the Quran has many scientific like scientific things in it is crazy. Just like the Prophet Muhammad said, salt water and seawater, salt water and fresh water do not mix. This is 400 years
Keep it
ago.
G. Why wouldn't the spirit know that?
About what?
If we're gonna go off of this is a I don't disagree that this was a spirit that approached them. My question is it the creator or not? Why wouldn't a spirit who is already in a metaphysical has a higher knowledge than a human being? Why is it not possible for a spirit to know that and pass the information to Muhammad? Why would not be possible?
I don't know about that. I don't understand
That's
your
my
question.
that's my question. My point is that just because I understand that Muhammad understanding certain scientific things proves that it wasn't Muhammad who put this together. He had help. The question is the problem for me is you're assuming that the help automatically means that this came from the creator. I'm I'm exploring the possibility of what if it wasn't the creator? Could it have been someone else? And
No, because
the
there's things in the book that nobody would have known
like what?
back just like salt water and seawater mixing.
Why wouldn't the
That's
spirit know
or
that? Why
salt
would it
water and fresh water.
keep it G? Why wouldn't the spirit know that? Tell me why.
Why would the spirit know that?
Well, because a spirit is not mortal, exists and is in the spiritual world, so it has already a different perspective than a human being. Eventually, humans figured it out. So if humans
Yeah.
can figure it out, why couldn't a spirit figure it out? Like
But
why
the
is it
thing is,
not possible for a spirit to know it?
what makes you think like a spirit would want to even go out and look for extraordinary things within nature?
To deceive
You,
somebody into
what do you
thinking
think
they're
a
God?
spirit? No, but I don't think a spirit would even do that.
Yeah, that's just your opinion. You don't
And
have
then
any
just
real
like,
evidence. But keep it G. That's just your
and then
opinion.
like the fetus, right?
Keep it
Like,
G. Keep it
you
G.
know,
That's just your opinion. You're saying I don't think a spirit would do this. How do you know a spirit would do that, or wouldn't do that? You're just
yeah, but
giving me
how
your
would you
opinion.
know that?
Do you know a spirit could do? I'm exercising possibilities. Is it possible that a spirit could have done it? I think the answer is yes. Otherwise, give me some evidence to prove that they can't do that. I don't think you have much room to work with here. So my thing is, you saying I don't think a spirit could do that. That's just your opinion, bro. Like it's irrelevant. Give me some evidence. Like why do you think a spirit can't do that?
All right, another thing. So a fetus, right? Just like in the book, it basically, yeah, the book says the way that the fetus will develop in a woman's with the woman's womb. So
What
how
about
would
it?
he know that 1400 years ago without ultrasound, without doctors, without the
Once
technology that
again, bro. Once again, look. First of all, that one is problematic for you guys because as far as like embryology, like it actually gets it wrong. Some people would argue, but let me just go ahead and
doesn't get it
grant.
wrong? It's
No
been
worries, no worries. So I know there's plenty of people that I can point you to that would argue that they got it wrong. You can argue with them about it. I'll grant it to you. Let's just say it's right. Why wouldn't a spirit know that?
because the spirit cannot just doesn't know the human biology.
How do you know that? How do you know a spirit doesn't know human biology?
It just doesn't know because
How do you
how
know,
would
bro?
how would a
You're
spirit
making a
know?
claim. You're making a claim about
Yeah,
what a spirit
my
knows or doesn't
brother,
know. What
my
evidence
question
do
is
you have of what a spirit knows or doesn't know?
because they're not in our realm. They're not us. They're not human.
Okay, so you think that a spirit, because they're not in our realm, they can't know things about our realm?
No,
Why? Why do you
they
think
can
that?
know something,
Why do you
but they're
assume
not
that?
gonna. Just like we don't know everything about their realm.
But we know about them, don't we?
We know about I.
Okay, perfect. Do you
This is
think?
what it is. They know about us. We know about them. That's just
Do
how
you
it
think?
is.
What do you think is more limited? Do you think that a human being is limited, more limited than let's say Satan?
No, no, no,
You think Satan is just as limited as a human?
no. We're not limited at all because we can do more. We can do more than Satan. We're
Really?
better than
Okay.
Satan.
So okay. So you think that do you believe Satan could be in multiple places at once, or do you think he can move different
He,
places?
in a sense of that, he could, but can he give the
Okay. So
charity
that means
to
so there
help
you go.
others?
That's what I mean,
No,
bro. Satan is not as limited as we are. Therefore, he can know more. So, where is your, I don't understand how you're assuming that a spirit couldn't know these things.
I'm assuming that because they're not in our realm. They're in a different realm. We
So you're
they
saying
know
that
they
Satan doesn't
most
know anything
likely
about our realm?
they most likely know as much as we know about them.
Keep it
With
G.
Satan,
You're assuming that. You're assuming that. Keep it
with
G.
Satan,
Keep it G.
he was.
Hold on a second. Hold on, bro. Hold on.
I got you. I got
You
you.
you said that a spirit can't know about the human realm. So are you saying that Satan has
No,
no
not
idea about what
no,
our?
no. I'm not saying can't know about the human realm.
Okay, that's what you said.
I'm talking about. I said they know about the human realm. I'm not talking about Satan though. Don't bring. You're diverting too. So don't bring up Satan. You're
Is
talking
Satan a
about
spirit?
he could. No, not. I don't consider him a spirit.
Okay. You could. What do you consider him, a jinn?
He's not a jinn. He's Iblis. He's Satan.
Okay. Do you think he's human?
He's not human. No, he was once in.
Is he in the natural world or the supernatural world?
More, yeah, more in the supernatural world than
Okay,
these things.
great. So the supernatural world. Can anything in the supernatural world know what's going on in the natural world?
He could, yes.
Okay, thank you. So why wouldn't Satan not know about something about the human body?
I don't know. I don't think he could, to be honest, because he's not.
I think
The
you're
thing
just
is,
saying that
I'll tell you
because
because he's not human. He doesn't know how our bodies work. What he could do,
keep it
he
G.
could influence you to do something wrong or get sin and all that. But
Okay.
he doesn't know the human body, like because God constructed us.
You don't know
God
that.
made our
Keep
DNA.
it G. Keep it G.
Yo,
Doctors know the body right now, and because they studied it. Okay, so
yeah.
humans even know about the body. Okay, for you to assume that that Satan can't know anything about the body is like ridiculous. Okay, I
So
think what
what?
you're doing is I think you're digging your heels because you know I think you see that this is problematic for your belief
It's
because
not.
if
It's
it's
not.
possible that a spirit can do it, then you need to then bring more evidence to prove that this is from God, that you see that this is not proving anything.
Okay.
This is
Just
just
like
proving this from a spirit.
Okay, let me ask you, just like the Bible, what makes you believe that the Bible is the word of God? How do you know that Satan didn't reveal the Bible? How do you know that Satan didn't do this?
Yeah,
How do you know that
there's only one
spirits?
creator, there's only one that can give life. There's only one that can give life. And because we have historical evidence to conclude that Jesus resurrected, if he in fact resurrected, then that means the creator, the only one that can give life, gave life to that dead body.
So, okay, so you say Jesus is God, right?
Hmm.
Okay, I have a question. Does God need nurturing? Does he need care? Does he need help by anyone? Any means necessary?
As far as
Does he need
his
anyone to look
existence, as far
for
as his
God,
existence,
period. Does
yeah,
he
as
need
far
anyone
as
to
his
look out?
existence, are you referring to his existence?
So God existing, right? And
Hmm.
to his existence, God.
Yep.
Does he need anyone to look after him? Does he need anyone to do anything for
In
him?
his divine nature, absolutely not.
Do we need God? We need God, right?
Yeah, keep it G. You
Does-
listen,
yeah, I
listen,
know, I
bro.
know. But let me get to it. We
Okay,
need God,
can I
right?
respond? Can I respond to
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you're saying?
I know. But this is
Okay,
obviously.
go ahead. Look, listen. I know.
But look,
I'm
we
just gonna
need
say this
God,
real
right?
quick before I let you respond. I'm just gonna make
Okay.
a little comment here. I know you're starting to puff up like you feel like you're cooking right now, right?
No, no, no.
But
I'm not.
real quick, I just want to preface you on something, okay? Number one, I just questioned you about your belief, and I let you slide about basically you have no answer, okay? And now you're going to challenge my belief, which I will let you, but you're bringing up an argument that, like, bro, does this seem like this is my first time having a discussion about this stuff? It's
No,
not.
no. Obviously,
Okay,
you see
so
through a
you're
lot of
bringing
stuff.
up, just keep in mind that what you're about to bring up, it's not my first rodeo. So
Okay,
just
okay.
okay, go
I'm
ahead.
gonna keep that in mind. I'm gonna keep it G. But listen. So look. So God doesn't need anyone to look after him, right?
Hmm.
So he doesn't need us, we need him. But Jesus was once a baby. He needed to be sought after and looked after, right?
Okay.
How is he God?
Because in his divine nature, he doesn't need anybody, but he took on a human nature. He has two natures.
Okay. So he has two natures. If you're God, why would you even want to lower yourself to be a human? To be to lower your nature, why would you do that? If you're God, if you're all knowing, if you don't need anyone, why would you put yourself in a position where you need someone? Why would you
Yeah,
put yourself in
because
that
he
position?
made a promise that a human being will be the one that redeems humanity. And when humans couldn't do it for themselves, he came down to do it himself. and he took
So
on a human flesh in order to keep that
so
promise because God is a promise keeper, and he did it because he loves his creation enough in order to that he would be willing to sacrifice himself in order to redeem his humanity.
so God can create, right? Why couldn't he create a human to be able to do that for him?
Because it was only God that was capable of doing it.
So how can how can God be killed if he's God?
Well, define death.
Your death, your soul leaving your body, and you're soulless, you're dead.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's a perfect definition. I agree. So if God, who's a spirit, takes on a human flesh and his spirit leaves that body, then he can experience death.
But how could God experience death if he's God?
Because he took on a human nature. Remember, the definition of death is
So
separation of soul and body, right? So, or spirit and body, right?
okay.
So, God, in his divine essence, his divine nature, doesn't have a flesh and bones. We both agree with that. So, in his divine nature, he can't ever die. But if he takes on a human flesh, and then his nature, his spirit, leaves that flesh, then that would be death. He can experience death.
Yeah, but that doesn't make sense to me. God can't experience death.
It
God
doesn't
can
make
never
sense to you,
experience.
Keep It G, because you have a system of beliefs that you adopted from Islam, and it's directly opposing the Christian belief, right? So just because it doesn't make sense to you doesn't prove anything. It just means you have a set of
Yeah,
beliefs that
but
you believe in, and I have a set of beliefs that I believe in. The question is which one's the truth, right? And I
yeah.
think that's why I asked the question, like, how do you know where the Quran came from?
Okay, so how do you know where the Bible came from?
Well, it's validated, like I said, through the resurrection. It's validated through the
How
resurrection.
is that a validation? How is that historically accurate if you weren't there?
Well, so you're saying historians don't count?
I'm saying how is that okay, how do you believe that if you weren't there? Can it
because
could be a
because
lie
I
that
because
someone made
there
up
are
and it
credible
just
people, that are historians and not even Christian, that agree that the tomb was empty.
okay, so anyone could have took the body out.
No, that's not true.
It is
Who
true.
who could have taken it?
You don't know, I don't know.
We do know because we know the
But so look,
circumstances.
I'll tell you what we believe. We believe that Jesus didn't die at all.
You believe
So
that he didn't die,
so the,
right?
he didn't die, no.
Okay, so
Basically, he's
go
up in
ahead.
heaven right now. He's gonna come back when the false Messiah. When the false Messiah comes, he's gonna come and kill him. But
All right,
anyways,
so
my
let me
question
let me
is,
tell you what the historians say, what they conclude with the crucifixion. Okay, let me tell you what that says.
okay.
What they say is 4 points. Number one, that he was a real person. Number two, they conclude he actually died on the cross. Number three, they put him in the tomb and it was empty after 3 days. And number four, his disciples actually believed they saw him resurrected.
So when he
That
resurrected, did he stay on earth or no?
No, he ascended later. Nonetheless, let's go. Let's stick with what the historians say. Okay. Now you say that there was somebody
Hold
else.
up, Jay Moody. Yes, you are right. Muhammad did die. He was not no god. Muhammad was a prophet. He was the last prophet.
Focus
Jesus did
focus up
stay
here,
alive.
bro. Focus up here. Don't
Let's
listen
go.
to the comments, bro. Okay, so if the tomb was empty, right? If the tomb was empty, you're saying somebody else would have replaced the spot on the cross. Is that what
I
you
said
believe?
it's a there's a possibility if the tomb is empty that someone took it out,
Okay,
took
no,
the
there's
body
not
out.
a. So that's one of the theories that the historians explore. So there's a couple. The historians cannot conclude something supernatural. They can't say something like the resurrection. So they would have to come up with an explanation in the natural. The problem is that the reason why the empty tomb is still a mystery is because the natural explanations are just not probable.
Yeah,
So
but
one of so
how
one
is
of
it
the,
not
the one of
probable?
the main explanations is one of the first ones that people think of. Somebody stole the body. The problem is this: that the only ones that would have been willing to steal the body are the disciples that walked with him, and they ran away. They were scared when he got arrested. So for them to get all of a sudden brave enough to confront four Roman guards, which each Roman guard can take on multiple people at once, they were trained assassins, to then defeat them, roll the rock, and then take hours to unwrap the body, or maybe they didn't unwrap it, maybe just take the body, and then just leave. Well, I think they had to unwrap it because the wrappings were still there. So unwrap the body and then be able to leave. Like the probability of that actually happening
Yeah, but
is
it is a
extremely low.
possible. It's low, but
Possible. We can we
it's
can
still a
play.
possibility, right?
So keep it G. We're gonna play possibilities, and
Okay.
that's fine. But it's not about what's possible; it's about what's probable. right? So you know what else is possible? It's also possible that someone in the year 4035 created a time machine and then went back in time and then stole the body, right? Like that's possible too. Is that probable? No, it's not
No,
probable,
like
right?
it's impossible to go back in time.
We don't know that. You don't know that. You don't know if somebody can
No.
figure it
If
out
you
later.
believe in
Okay,
God, you believe that it's
bro,
impossible to go back in time.
you get my point, right? You
Yeah.
can still we could play the possibility game all day long, right? It's not about what's
Sure.
possible, it's about what's probable. So you
The
agree
thing
that the
is, okay,
probability is low, correct?
okay, just like how you said the possibility of the Quran being false, well, let's use your narrative against you. The probability is zero.
How? How is it zero?
Zero.
That's what I, okay, so look, when see that's the thing.
So
You don't even realize when
yeah,
I'm
but
asking you about the possibility of it, right? I'm
yeah,
actually
but
asking you to bring me evidence to
yeah, but
lower
I
the
want
prob Hold
the
on.
same thing with you. We need evidence.
Hold on, bro. Well, we do have evidence.
We
So
need evidence that there's
keep it G.
zero
Keep it G.
possibility
Keep it G.
that
Listen,
anyone
I
could
got
have took
people
the
waiting in
body.
the box. I don't need to raise my voice to have a conversation. Like I don't need to
Yeah.
do that. I could just drop you and move on to the next person. But I'd rather continue this. So what I'm saying is I brought the possibility, could it be another spirit? And the probability of it is pretty high because there's other spirits to it. Now, it's your job to bring evidence to lower the
Okay.
probability that can only be the creator, which
Okay,
you
so you
failed to
said
do.
so you mentioned supernaturals. How do you know it wasn't a negative supernatural force that took the body out and he was still
Um
dead?
because
How do
okay,
you know
that took
Satan
the
didn't take his body and place it somewhere else? Because you said he can be at multiple places at once.
Oh,
He's
I don't believe
tapped
that.
into
I don't
our
believe he could be
realm.
multiple places at once.
You
No.
said that. You said didn't you say Satan can be
No,
at multiple places at once?
that's what you guys believe because you believe you could wash Satan out of your nose all at once. So that's why I said that. But no, I don't believe he could be. I don't think he's omnipresent like you guys believe. You guys believe he's omnipresent.
So look, how do you know that he didn't go because he's supernatural, like you said, and take the body out?
Yeah.
Because
Supernatural. Go ahead.
supernatural beings, you said, are not limited like humans are.
Yeah.
So if they're not limited, he could have easily to unwrap the body, like you said, in a matter of seconds, not hours or minutes,
hmm
seconds, right?
Here's why. The disciples that walked with Jesus had a genuine belief. This is the fourth point of the historians had a genuine belief that they saw
Yeah.
him resurrected.
But if they have a genuine belief, we can't uphold them on a genuine belief.
Why?
Just like I have, or the Sahaba had a genuine belief that the Prophet saw Gabriel, like you said,
No,
that
I
it's not
believe that.
historically accurate.
Okay, so I believe they had a genuine belief. I'll grant that to you. But why did they like? How did they know that was Gabriel? See, the disciples actually walked with Jesus.
It's like saying,
They
how did
had.
they know it was Jesus?
Hold on a second, bro. Because they walked with Jesus.
Yeah,
They were
but
with
so
him
think,
for.
yeah.
Keep it
So
G.
look,
Keep it G. Stop. You're trying. You think you got something here, but you don't. You don't even realize that you don't have anything. The disciples actually walked with Jesus for 3 years. They knew him. Muhammad didn't even know who Angel Gabriel was. Neither did the Sahaba. So they had nothing to back up that, oh, that's Gabriel. I can identify him as Gabriel. The disciples did.
yeah,
They
but you
actually
gotta
walked
know
with
that
Jesus. They know what he looks like. They know who he is.
the prophet and Gabriel had multiple interactions before the book was dropped to him.
What is that? Okay, he still doesn't have enough. He doesn't have anything to identify him as Gabriel. What did
Yeah,
he have
I
to
mean,
identify him?
if an angel comes to you with their wings and they're coming from the sky and light, you're gonna know that that's an angel, and not
Okay, but will I know that that's Gabriel?
if God is telling you this is Gabriel,
How do I know it's God telling
you're
me,
gonna
bro?
know it's
How do I know?
Gabriel.
How did he know it was God telling me? Like telling him, I mean. How would he know
So
that?
just like how would you know that God resurrected Jesus if Jesus is already God? How do you know?
Because only the creator is capable of giving life to a dead body. Only the creator.
Okay, and only the creator is
Otherwise if
capable of sending an angel to a prophet.
it's not possible for another being to be able to resurrect a dead body. It's not possible because
Okay, and it's not possible.
then we would
Yeah.
have to consider the possibility of polytheism, which is not logical when you go into infinite regress. So there's only one creator, only one source of life. There's no other being that is capable without the permission of the creator to resurrect a dead body.
Okay, there's not There's no, just like how you said, right? There's no other person that can grant permission for an angel to interact with a human.
Where do you get that from?
It's God. Where do you get the fact like that Jesus, if Jesus is God himself, why would he need the Father to resurrect him?
It's still the same God, bro. You're missing the point. The point is that the resurrecting a dead body is only something the Creator can grant. The only one. The only one. You don't have any miracle like that. You don't. Everything else is just, it could have happened from another spirit. And my question is actually charitable to Islam, because if you have any evidence to support that only the Creator could have delivered the Quran, then I would become a Muslim, easy. But you don't have any evidence of that. Everything is just a bunch of waffle. Just like, well, the spirits can't do that. How do you know that? Well, because the Quran says. Well, the Quran is the one that's in question. Well, Muhammad saw God. How do we know he saw God? Do you know how many people on
Look,
TikTok come on here and tell me they saw God and tell me all kinds of crazy stuff? Why would I just believe that he saw God?
no, nobody saw God. So how would you believe that God took human form?
I believe it
Because
because of
like,
the
why would
resurrection,
God
bro.
take?
Everything
Because
falls to the resurrection, man.
because here's the thing, God has no resemblance of his creations. God
How do you know that?
will not take his
How do you know that?
creations
How do you know
because you
that?
don't know what God looks like.
How do you just made a statement, a truth statement
There's no
about God.
resemblance between God and
You
his
just made a
creations.
truth statement about God. You just made a fact statement. Like you said, this is a
Yes, it's
fact.
true. It's
Okay,
true.
how do you know it's true?
In the Quran, it says it.
Okay, exactly, bro. And this is my point. This is the type of stupid
Yeah.
logic that you
No.
have to do in order to be a Muslim, bro. Do you
No.
understand? Do you understand
Why
the
would?
circular
But
reason,
here's my
bro?
question. Why would
Just
God
no, no,
want to
no.
look
I'm
like?
done.
Why
I'm done
would?
with the combo. You have keep it G. You need to go find and research what circular reasoning is. It's a fallacy. It's illogical. You just said the Quran says so. So I'm gonna know if the Quran's true. Well, the Quran says it's true. That's circular reasoning. That doesn't prove anything. To use the claim as evidence is absurd. You would never do that with anything else in your life. But yet you want to do it for defining who God is? Like, bro, this is insanity.